Good morning, everyone. My name is Laura Stranks and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Thanks for joining me today. Just like to mention a few things before I start today's video. I've got a Facebook page called Cards by Laura. In there I just show pictures of all the cards that I make at my workshops and classes, and any others that I do in between. It's not a group, it's not one that you need to join. You can follow along in that Facebook page. I do have a large group called Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials. In there you will find all the cards that I do. The links to this video I post in there, and also in the Files tab will be the PDF for these all these cards that I do on my YouTube. I also do a live video on a Saturday morning in the group. They can craft along with me. I do post the measurements up a few days before, and they cut their pieces, and then we all craft along together. So that's a lot of fun. I love my lives on a Saturday. If you wish to join this group, there is 2 questions you need to answer. So make sure if you do. The 2 questions are, one is why you wish to join the group, and the other is that you agree to the rules. If you don't see the questions on the device you're on, pop onto another device. If you're on your phone, go to your PC or iPad. You will be rejected if you don't answer the 2 questions. In there, it's basically sharing cards. Share what you create. We've got lots of ladies that share lovely things that they make. It's not exclusive to Stampin' Up!, so you can use other products. The measurements for today's video will be in the description box of this video. In the description box, that's where you'll find just the measurements, but the full PDF is in this Laura's Craft Room Tips and Tutorials in the Files tab. And if you're watching for the first time today, my channel is called Creative Gems. I'd love you to subscribe. Just hit the little subscribe button, and if you like what I do, I'd love to have the thumbs up. I do record my videos for convenience, so if you do have a question or a comment, just leave the comment and I shall reply to you when the video goes up. I do schedule them for, like, today. When I'm doing it today, it will come up in a week or so's time, so you can have a look at the video then, which you'll be watching now, because it'll be up there. I'll put that aside. That's all the business side of it. And this card we're doing today is called Triple Slider Card. I did watch a video from I think it was about 7 or 8 years ago that did this. I can't remember who it was now, but it is that's the triple slider. It looks like a cake when you're finished. You could make it into a cake, but that's what I've done with mine. This is a new DSP. It's called, I shall give you the name here, which is the Beautiful Gallery. It's one of the new Stampin' Up! Papers in the 25-26 annual catalogue. There's not a lot of the colours that I like in there. I do like these flowery ones. There's a few subtle ones. Nice water scene here. There are some that are not. That's not my cup of tea. But there are lots of pretty papers in there, so well worth getting. What was I up to? Yes, I watched it, and now I've tweaked not the measurements, but the way the scoring is done. I've made it a little bit simpler than the video I watched. So see how you go. I hope you have a go at it. It's not too difficult so long as you follow along with the way I do it in the video. And also in the PDF, I've tried to explain it pretty well. I've never had a problem before with my videos with people understanding the way I word them. So see how you go. As usual, I've typed up my measurements, which are here. Now you can take a screenshot of that if you wish, but the measurements will be in the description box and also in the PDF in my group. So we shall go through the pieces. I'm using the lavender paper today for the next card. It's called Perennial Lavender. That's this one here. It's carried over from one of the previous catalogues, so I'm glad it did because I love the papers in this. It's got a lot of pretty papers in there, so I've chosen that one today. I will show you as we go all the other pieces that I've used. The other paper that I'm using on this one, which is this motley mauve in the background, it's from the beautiful Bouquet. Well, I call it Bouquet, B-O-K-E-H. It's one of these fresh freesia pieces out of there. There's all different colours in there, and they're all motley, the bouquet pattern on them. So that's the other part that I've used. Now we'll go from here. My large base, which I've used crumb cake, and I'll do the scoring afterwards. I'm calling them 1 and 2 and 3 because these are the bases. There's 3 actual bases here. The main one, 11 5/8 by 4 1/2. That's that one there. And then the middle piece, I've named number 2. That's 10 1/4 by 3 1/8. That's that one. And then you need a piece the same colour at 3 by 3. So that's those 3. We'll score those in a minute. And then my mats are pretty easy to do. We'll get rid of all the decorations. I've done it in the Highland Heather by mats. 4 1/4 by 3 3/4 is that one there. And then 3 1/4 by 2 1/8 is that one. And then 2 7/8 by 1 7/8. So I've just coordinated the colours with the paper. The paper I'm using is this one here. It goes up this way with this pattern. It's the one out of here that I've used, the one on the front. All these pretty patterns up here. We have our basic white. You can use this here. I've chosen the DSP. You can use white panels here and then stamp them to whatever you want. This one here I've used DSP as well, and I've stamped over the top. If you choose a lighter colour DSP, it's easy enough to see your writing, but you can put white there and create your own pattern or your greetings on it. So these are 4 1/8 by 3 5/8. That's that one there. And then 3 1/8 by 2 inches and 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. And that's those 3 there. These 2 are the bouquet paper, and that's out of the lavender paper. So that's those 3. I've already stamped on those as well. You will need, then one is optional here. You need a little pulley, which is this pulley up the top here, just so it can pull up easily. And I've put a piece of DSP on it as well. So that I used a 1 1/2 inch circle for the matte part, and then I've used the 1 1/4 inch circle for the top. But you don't need the top layer. If you just want to use the back of that, that's okay. And then that's those strips of DSP, 3 inches by 1/2 inch. Did I cut those? No, I didn't, but I shall cut some right now. We shall cut them in this motley pattern, I think. I'll just get a little bit out. We can cut them out when we get to them. We won't be using them for a little while. We'll get a piece of that scrap out. So the 2 strips are 3 inches by 1/2 inch. I'll cut those in a sec when we get to them. I forgot about those. And they're the main important pieces. My basic white for my back, this one I've used vanilla because of the crumb cake and the crumb cake in the background. I thought the vanilla went better than white, but you can use white. This one here is white on that one. 4 1/4 by 3 5/8. And then some scrap for your greetings and your greeting mat and embellishments. I've got all those at the side there. We'll do those in a minute. And that's it for the pieces. We'll get started. I'll put that aside, and I will cut those 2 strips first so we don't get lost when we go to do them in a minute. They are 3 inches by 1/2 inch. So we'll cut 1/2 inch length, One of them you will need to cut little bits off the side because it'll be a bit long, but it's better to have it too long and too short. So I should be able to, was a 6x6 paper, so that's the two of those. We'll leave those in there. I'll leave this here because we're going to do some more. We'll do some scoring and cutting on these. And I shall go slowly with this because you need to get these in the right position. Now, base number 1. You're going to score it at 3 7/8 to start. This could take a little bit longer, this video, so be aware that it might be a little bit longer. I did this, actually, I'll show you. I started out with this scrap one here. This is just out of scrap cardstock, so that I made sure that it worked correctly, which was perfect. The one before this one I did out of white copy paper. It went a bit wrong, so I did this one and it was fine, and then I did that one, so lots of practice on it. Yes, we've done that one. So when you've done that one score, which was 3 7/8, just fold it there. We're going to fold it the other way as well, so don't worry about creasing it too much. Now, the easiest way to get your next score is fold that over, line it up just on this edge, this side edge of the score line, not on the score line, otherwise it's not going to shut properly. And we'll put that there. Just place it down on your workspace and give it a crease there. I will burnish that because otherwise it's not going to do a nice crisp line. So it's basically folding it in 3, like so. Put that one aside, and then the next one is the same, so it's a different measurement. Base number 2 is at 3 3/8. 3 3/8 is a couple of strokes before the half, which is that one there. Fold that down. Do the same again. I'll move that aside for a sec. Need my bone folder. Bring this up. Tuck it in under here. Make sure it's nice and even on the sides, and then give that a press down and burnish it across. So that folds into 3. This one here, it's just a fraction, but you won't see that when we've finished. So don't worry that it's not exactly the same. So that's those. Now this one you've got to watch what you're doing. The other lady, she put her tear and tape on the other end first, but I found it easier this way because I did my measurements a bit differently. So that was a blade that just dropped out, which I will need because it's my cut blade. It seems to be falling out a bit. Not sure why, but we'll pop it back in. So this one here, number 1, we'll start with number 1. With the long side at the top and the left edge on the 1 inch mark. So this is my left hand, that on the 1 inch mark. And the reason I changed this is because she had measurements up the top here and she was doing it from the other end, which, because I haven't got measurements up here, I decided to rearrange the way I did it. I prefer it this way anyway because the other was a little bit confusing. So on the 1 inch mark with your left edge here, and you're going to cut from 1/2 inch down to I'm going to stand up here, we'll put that out of the road, from 1/2 inch, which is there. I don't think that blade's right in properly, we'll pop that down again. 1/2 inch, which is there, down to 3 inches. And double check, yes, down to 3 inches, which is there. Base number 1, 3 inches, yep. Move it across to 2 7/8, which is the 2 strokes before the 3, and do the same. 1/2 inch up the top there, down to 3 inches. Try and get it exactly on the line, which is there. Now, when you've done those, it should be 1 inch either side of the cut line. So 1 inch across there, and from this cut line to the score line is 1 inch. So if you haven't got that, then you've cut in the wrong place. So that's those two. We'll put that one aside. This one's the same, except the cut line is in a different spot. It's still 1 inch, number 2. The left edge on 1 inch, which is there. And then we're going from 1/4 of an inch down to 2.5. So it's way up the top here. It's only a little bit down from the top edge. So 1/4 of an inch down to 2.5 inches. 2.5 there. Move it across to 2 3/8, which is 2 strokes before the half. 2 3/8. This is the only bit you've really got to concentrate on. From 1/4 of an inch down to 2.5, which is there. That's all the cutting, and you'll find the next bit relatively easy. Well, this is, once I got this done, I was fine. Now, you need these cut lines. That's the same there. You've got 1 inch either side of those 2 cut lines. You've got, from the cut line up, you want the smallest space at the top. Down here, there's a longer gap from the bottom of the cut line down, and there's a smaller, and the same with this one up the top. This is the top of your thing, so from there up is smaller than from here down. So just make sure you get that. Now this is where I flip them over, because the one I watched before, I won't mention the before one all the time, but flip it over. So this will be the part you're working on. You need the cut lines on your right hand side. This will fold in, and that will go over the top of it, the blank piece, the piece that's got no cuts. This one's the same. Fold that in. This is the fold you'll need when you start to work. You can burnish these a little bit better now, and then fold that one over the top. And that's the way you need to have them to start. Now open them back up, and this tape is going on the end with no cuts on, and with this facing upwards the way you had it last, because that's folding in and that's folding in. So just flip them around this way, and we're going to put a strip of tear and tape on this end. And I do recommend tear and tape for this, or red tape, because glue is not going to work. Liquid glue, it'll be too messy, and you'll end up with sticking somewhere where you don't need to. Plus, we're not going to put this down until we've got some other bits done. So that's those two on there. Now, these 2 little strips come into play. Those 2 can go across. We'll work on the big one first. What you need to do with this closed, you need to fit. Now, it doesn't matter. You want the pattern that you've used on. You're not going to see this anyway, so it doesn't matter which way your pattern goes. I'm going this way, and you're going to loop it underneath and then bring it out the other side of that slot. Open that up a little bit and push it through there. Bring it right down to the bottom of the cut lines, like that. Just cross it there. Just gently fold that across. You don't want to push it really tight up against the cut line. Just gently fold it inwards. You want them a little bit loose so that they're going to move up and down. So that's that one. Open it back up, and we're going to put a strip of tear and tape on top of that, which is there. Right in the middle. Doesn't have to be against an edge or anything. Put it straight in the middle, like so. We'll put that one aside, and we're going to do the same with this one. Close this one shut first. Where did I put my other strip? Here it is here. This one's going to be a little bit long, so we're going to snip some bits off, but you can cut one at 3 and one at 2.5 if you wish. I just thought it was easier to give you the measurement of the longest one. But as you can see, you don't want them meeting in the middle. You just want them flapped over. See, when I push that one gently and this one gently, they're going to cross over there, which is not what you want. So just snip a little bit off each side, like so. It's probably about 1/2 inch I've taken off. So if you want to save paper, just make one at 2.5 inches. Doesn't matter that they're different in there. you're not going to see those. So open this back out and put your tape in the centre of that one. Like so, the same as the other one, just different size. Right. Now, you want your, we'll put the big one aside, it'll come in next. This is my 3x3 piece. You're going to take the backing off this little tab piece here when I get my pick tool out. Take the backing off that one. And we're going to put this on top of that. You want it probably half to an eighth to a quarter of an inch above. I think I mentioned an eighth on my measurements on my PDF, but you need it up a little bit. This is going to come, it's got to come down below that, the bottom of that little tab piece, but above the top line, above the top of the card there, and even on both sides. And just place that there, nice and straight, and press it down. Now you're going to put that little pulley thing on. So I've cut the 2 circles. You don't have to use the DSP circle. You can just leave it as the cardstock if you wish. I'm folding that in half, like so. And that, you can slide that up again, and that's going to go on the top of there. Leave a bit coming up, probably a bit over a quarter of an inch up. So we're going to put some seal. I'll use seal for this. I'm not going to use liquid glue on any of this because one of them I did try with glue and it was so messy and something stuck that shouldn't stick. So I learnt my lesson. So this one here, it's going to go in the centre and just on the 3-inch piece, not on anything else. So line it up, centre it this way, and about over quarter, but not quite half an inch above. This one here, I did do it smaller. I'm going to go up a little bit higher with this one, and that will sit on there. It just makes it a pulley to pull it up and down, and whoever the recipient is can see that that's what they've got to pull to make it up and down. So you can leave that up. Now this piece comes across like that, so close the right hand piece across, take the backing off this tape over here. This is where I went wrong with my other one. I was closing it over to here and it was sticking all in the wrong place. So make sure you close that shut, so you'll have your broken tab things here, and pull that across there and seal it down. So that's your pulley on the top 2 layers. Easy as. Then, and I'm putting all the mats and stuff on last. This one will be the same, but we're going to put this piece on it. So make sure, now this is where I've got to make sure, if I go over there, yes, that will be right. So where you've got your cut edge here at the back, make sure it's in the centre here, not on that outside edge. See, you can't really tell which way, but this here, if you put it out here and close it across, when you pull it up, oh no, that's not right. I think it doesn't matter. I don't want to just double check. I don't want to go the wrong way and tell you the wrong thing. That will be there and that will be there. Yes. So we need this cut edge upwards. I'll show you why. We're going to stick this onto here. When you close this across to bring this one over, you can't see the cut edge. It's down underneath. So make sure your cut edge here is facing upwards on the right hand side. And then you're going to take the backing off this. I hope all that made sense. And then this one, this bottom section here below, you can pull that up. This piece here is going to go level with the top of the card and centered either side that way. And you'll find it will go down over the top of that little DSP panel strip thing, whatever it's called. I don't know what I called it. Slit. No, that's not the slits. It's what did I call them? Strips. Just strips. So that goes like that, and then you do exactly the same as we did on the first one. They will open. They will close in like that. Take the backing off that one over there. Make sure you've got this closed up, and then bring this one over the top. Make sure they're folded inwards over the top and close it shut. Then when you flip it over, you'll find, oh, I did do it the wrong way. That's okay. We can go this way. I did do it the wrong way, but that's okay. If you double check, I've got my line here, but it's not going to matter. You can't see it too much. That goes right up like that. It should have been, I put it to the inside, I think or to the outside. I should have put it to the inside. So just be wary. Just keep folding it shut so you get it in the right spot. It's really hard to work it out while you're doing it. You need to do it yourself. So we'll go this way because I like this bottom one. You can't see that too much, but it should have been the other way around, but that's okay. This one here is going on the front of here. That one is going at the top, and this one in the center. Now I'm going to put snail or seal in this one all the way around, not liquid glue. This is where I did do one where I put liquid glue, and the glue went everywhere, and it stuck to my mats, stuck to everything except what they should have stuck to. So we'll pop that one down in there. It goes down below the below this cut line here, and if you stick it down all the way around, it's not going to catch on anything. And it's got a 1/8 inch border all the way around. And this one will go at the top. Just be wary what I said before about when you put that one in with the cut line. Put it the opposite way to what I told you, and it'll still, I'm not too concerned about that. It's not over. It doesn't look that bad. So this one pokes down in under there, and it's got the 1/8 inch border, and it does go down below the one above, or the one below. It does go down in under there, and that still comes up and down. This one will go on the front with some more seal, and I've got a greeting to put on the front, as well as some decoration and some embellishments. I don't think my video didn't take as long as what I thought it would. I think I've practiced it enough, even though I still got a little bit wrong. So that one will go on there. When you're doing this one, even if you use, what's that tape called? It's a repositional tape. It doesn't stick it down completely. It'll just do it temporarily, and you can lift it up. So maybe use some repositional tape to put this one on, to make sure you've got this the right way around. And that way you can then take it, you can rub that repositional stuff off and then put it on, so you've got it the right way. And then this one will go on the back. If anyone knows of a better seal than Stampin' Up, let me know, because this one, and I've read so many comments, not happy with it. I'm sure they've had lots of complaints, but they don't seem to be doing much about it. So that's my back piece. I quite like that. I'll show you the sets that I used. We've got this here. Painted lavender was the leaf on the back there, and I've got some leaves to put on the front. The stamp set in this is retired, but the paper has not. The paper's still continuing on. That's the leaf there I used out of the dies. And the stamp on the back is that one there. So that's that one. My It's Your Day is from this new one, Coneflower Celebrations. It's in the annual catalogue. I've labelled all my stamps AC or OL because there's so many online, and in the catalogue I get mixed up as what's what. This one is the annual catalogue, and it's a carryover one. I use it so much. Birthday wishes. Oh no, I've used the happy birthday on this one. This one here, the birthday wishes, is from out of this set. And this one I've used the happy birthday out of this set. And then the Let's Celebrate is out of this set as well. So that's those. These are Stylish Shapes banners. I've cut the 2 different sizes. The happy birthday just fits nicely on that. So I'm going to put that down onto my mat. I've used vanilla for this greeting as well, and that's going on there. And these leaves are there in Lost Lagoon, which is the other colour in the paper. So I'll put that there. Actually, I'll stick these on the back first, and then I'm going to layer it up with dimensionals. See, even when you flick this, it still ends up with not coming out. I think I'm nearly to the end of this roll anyway. I've seen so many people say that they've tossed their rolls in the bin because they're fed up and they all unwind and curl, and it's not good. My friend and I, my crafty friend, we've been trying to find another one that's economical and that you can get refills for these. I know you can get refills, but you get a refill and it's no better. So it's not, everything else that I use for Stampin' Up is excellent. Love Stampin' Up, and we need some some dimensionals for this. I'll put some on the back of this. Always any die cut pieces that you're putting behind, always put them on first before you put your dimensionals on. Sure as eggs, you put your dimensionals on, and then you can't. This one here, I've got a leaf behind, and I remember I put the dimensionals on, and then I had trouble tucking the leaf in behind. So make sure you adhere that first, and then you can seal over the top of it with your dimensionals. Seals it up. I'll just use my pick tool here. I learnt this quick pick way of getting the backs off your dimensionals. Put them in my little dish, and that's all of them. So I'm putting that on there. I'll put it up a bit from the bottom. I don't like to put too much over a really pretty paper. Cover it up. You've covered all your lovely work. And then I have, these are carried over as well, Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. They're in the annual catalogue again. Well, they were, I'm not sure where they were last time. They could have been online, or they could have been in the mini, I'm not sure. But they are carried over into the annual catalogue. And I'll use these little bit darker ones here. They'll show up nicely. Not sure where I'm going to put them. We shall put them on the crumb cake so you can see them a bit better. Not a lot of room on the, we'll go over here. There are some little ones here. I might be able to squeeze them in up the top here. That will do. I'll move that one down a little bit. Just shove them around a bit. And that is my card. The only oops was this piece here, but it doesn't stand out a lot. But it does slide up and down. So you've got your triple slider card. Perfect. Love, love, love it. That's the two. I won't show you my sample one. And that is it. I hope you enjoy that, and I hope you follow me along. I was a little bit upset the other day with someone made a comment on one of my videos, and it was not so nice. So it's made me a bit wary about making mistakes. So, but that's my problem. I'll get over it. In a couple of weeks, I'll be fine again. I shall catch you all again next Monday at 9 a.m. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I've got nearly 6,000 subscribers now, so I'm going well. And love you to join my group as well. All the PDFs are in there. There's like close to 3 years of PDFs in there for all the cards that I do. So have a go. Love to have you in my group. And I shall see you next week at 9 a.m. Bye for now.